Hello again, and welcome to the 5-Minute Movement. Just 5 minutes to get us moving in all sorts of ways. Well, today is about jumping, even though we're not going to be leaving the ground. So one of the things that's important about learning to jump is learning how to land. And that means learning to manage and absorb the forces of deceleration. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Let's start off just by lifting our arms overhead, and this is like the top of a jump. So you can reach here, keep your heels down, this is the top, and now I'm going to catch in the bottom. And you see how all of my joints are involved here. My hips are involved, my knees are involved, my ankles are involved, and then I'm just going to come to stand. So from this angle, I'm reaching up as though to jump. This is my top position, and then I'm going to reference my bottom position by lowering my tailbone, bending my knees, and sending them over my ankles to absorb. So I'm basically using the springs created by the collaboration of my joints to absorb the forces of deceleration. Not that we are really decelerating yet. So let's just try that a few more times, reaching up and then finding the lower position. And this is also going to help us to build strength and mobility. We need both of those things in order to manage landing. A few more times, reaching up as though I've reached up to the top of a jump, and then coming down to land. I'm looking at keeping my knees from caving in here, pushing out, really pushing into my feet at the same time. So now, let's see if we can build on that a little bit by rising up on our toes. So now I'm going to rise up on my toes, pushing evenly through the big toe mound and the baby toe mound. I want to find stability here, because when I jump, I want to find stability in the air, and that comes largely by pushing off evenly through both feet. And now I'm going to just lower as slowly as I can. Let's reference that a few times, rising up on the big toe mound and the baby toe mound evenly, trying not to let the ankles cave out the way I'm about to do. See, they're caving out. That gives me less of a base of support, so I want to push evenly and cinch those ankles in. And then slowly lower. Again, rising up and slowly lowering. And give that a rest just for a moment while I show you the next part. So the next part is now combining those things. Lifting up, rising up, finding my moment of stability and balance, and then coming into the lower position. Standing up, rising up, and coming now into the lower position. Nice. Standing up, rising up, and coming into the lower position. What we're doing here is we are rebuilding the brain-body connection in a slow and controlled way, so that when we come to use a little bit more speed, already our body understands what we're asking it to do. So this gentle way of moving into unfamiliar movement is very, very useful. So now that we've patterned it a few times, let's see if we can bring a little bit more oomph to it so that we're beginning to manage those decelerative forces. So I'm going to go back to the first version with my heels down. And now, instead of gently coming down into this position, I'm going to imagine pushing my hands down to add some deceleration. So it looks like this. And I'm stopping as though frozen. So I'm not bouncing. Because when I bounce, my body doesn't really know where it is in space. So I want to bring all of that awareness to freeze and land. I want to stick my landing. So that's what I'm imagining doing here. Sticking my landing. Reaching up, pushing down and sticking my landing. Let's try that again. Reaching up, pushing down and sticking my landing. Reaching up, sticking my landing. Reaching up and sticking my landing. Now this is a fantastic way to begin to pattern your jump. If you have a movement practice that is involving some of these patterns already, like maybe a little bit of a squat, maybe you're used to reaching up, maybe you're used to standing on your toes, you might try the next version, which is reaching up, coming up on your toes now, and coming down. Reaching up, lifting up, finding your stability, and then coming down. Reaching up, rising up, and catching yourself. And again, you can make this harder by going faster. You can make it easier still by using a little bit of force on the way down, but making it maybe smaller, maybe not quite so fast. So there are ways you can adjust for the body that you have. You don't need to make your body look like mine. I have a fair amount of mobility, and I have a fair amount of strength because I've been doing this for a while. Yours might look completely different. It might look like this. It might look like the heels down version, and you're just going a little bit. So practice today in a way that's going to make it possible for you to practice again tomorrow, because you have a sense of success, because you have a sense of wanting to do it again, and your body's not too sore after doing unfamiliar activity. Okay, one last option, and then that's it for today. So from this position, I can now come into a ski jumper position, and now from here, rise up and come down. Stand up, come into my ski jumper position, rise up, and this can be either with heels down or heels lifted, and then drop. Stand up, come into the ski jumper position, rise up. Here I'm going to do it with my heels lifted. I find my moment of balance, and then I drop. So now I'm patterning the whole idea of jumping up and landing. My body's getting used to this idea. My body is getting stronger as a result, and I'm having to work the mobility of my hip, knee, and ankle, as well as the collaboration. So I'm not just working one at a time. They have to work together here, which is a good thing. So maybe try a few with the heels down. Some of you might be trying with the heels lifted. All right, you can keep doing that maybe for a few more repetitions if you like, or that might be it for today. But here is a fantastic way to begin to manage what we need to be able to manage if we expect to be able to do something like this, which you can see looks a whole lot like what we were just patterning. But you can also see how I am absorbing the force. So I'm not landing stiffly, I'm not hurting my joints. It's great. So this is what we need to work on as we begin to pattern a bit more of jumping capacity. And even if we have no plans on jumping anytime soon, we're working a whole heck of a lot of strength and mobility of the lower body, as well as coordination, which is going to help us with walking and simply being lighter on our feet. So thank you for joining me here today. I hope that you enjoyed that, and I look forward to moving again with you soon. Bye now.